Okay, it's the Sunday before archery season starts. So in 5 days, my dad and I will be heading up here. I still don't have a camp spot, like a really good plan for a camp spot. So that's pretty much my only goal today. All right, there was one camper, different from all the other times I've been here. And then there was one little SUV parked actually where I usually park mine. So I know that there's probably at least one guy in here today. So right down there is a camp spot. And I'm about maybe 1 1/8 and 1 1/4 mile at the most in from the trailhead. Still a long distance from where I plan to camp. And on that little bench right there is a jacket, a water bottle, and some sort of orange container, blaze orange container underneath it. So my last trip up here was August 13th that I videoed. And I came in from that 4-wheel drive trail, which is probably still 2.5 miles that way. And I did a big loop way up off of this valley, going up and down the ridges, collecting cameras, and I came out through here, following that chainsawed in trail. You can see that rock face there. Just on the other side of that, it zigzags up and goes up and over. But this little meadow here doesn't look like much from down here, but it's actually huge. And it goes in and makes a turn and actually parallels this main gulch valley. So I'm going to be still cruising on in here. I want to go maybe a 1/2 mile, 3/4 mile at the most this way. Get up on top, halfway up this place, looking for a rock shelf or some clearing to pitch a tent so that I can hike up and over to that deep, deep meadow way up in there. And I can also go in deeper to the main gulch meadow. Alright, now this beaver pond, it's 200 yards up, is full. Way full. Wow, look at this. Someone has moved the barrel right in front of that game camera. I'm wondering if the guy who is illegally filming this is up here and moved it. Well, it's 100% empty. That's for sure. I mean, they come from all over to eat out of that thing all summer, but it's 100% empty. And I'm guessing a week from now, they're going to learn that it's still 100% empty and stop coming to it. So this is an example of what I want to stay away from when I'm camping. This here is fresh. That is 12 to probably 16 inches in diameter. Fell over. And you can tell there's no windage on it. So all the branches already broke off. Just like that one there. That one there is leaning. And at any second, who knows when that dang tree is going to fall over. I don't think I've ever really got on video what it's like walking through this stuff. But this log that's right in the center of the screen, I'm walking straight up to it, and then we'll zigzag my way up the hill, using the trekking poles as I go. Not the safest thing to do in the world, especially when you're by yourself. So I'm going to try to make it to the next one, go up that way, and right there is where I think I can get on the ground. Alrighty, piece of cake. So make my way up. Thinking, I saw on Google Earth, and I can almost see it from here, there's a rock cropping out on that main bluff there. Alright, well, this is pretty cool. I'm at 100% over to where I want. It's only 2:04. 152, 252, so it's been 12 minutes to get on that hillside. There's actually 1, 2, 3 ridges to get over where I wanted to go, but I found this area. Man, look at this. Is probably the flattest, best spot I've found to safely put up a tent, somewhere in here. Here's the wind. Well, I'm not really seeing any rock shelf here. It may be on the next one. I can vaguely see something through those trees over there that is rocks, but I don't know if it's going to give me a nice, safe shelf clear from all those dead pine trees. Well, guys, I just jumped a massive bull. You can tell I lose my mind every time I see a bull. He was 60 yards bedded down right in that group of aspens and just took off. Sounded like a damn elephant crashing through the forest. On the south facing side, literally right there. Huge, huge rack. Way bigger than the one that's on my wall at home. Wow. I still hear him. He's going down to the right. He's going down this way. Alright, well, this is where he was. He was somewhere right in here. And he was bedded down because I saw him get up. I heard him get up. There's not really a flat area here, but he took off crashing like you wouldn't believe down the mountain at a slight angle. Okay, last time I talked to you was right there. And all this here, this brush, these are all berries. And what likes to eat berries? Big, big bears. That's an older shit. There's shit there. I see shit up there. This here is a huge food source for bears. Okay, I just put a camera there. I need to make sure it's not going to slide down. I have it slightly angled. This is a hill here. These are all those berry bushes with the bear shit. And 5 yards on the other side, 10 yards on the other side of this line of bushes is where that big bull elk was. And I've been standing here for a bit just looking around. It seems like there is a I mean, this whole place is filled with elk. But I'm thinking I could put a blind, just pile up some sticks leaning up against that diagonal log there, and I'm hunting deer, bear, and elk. Well, I just spent about a half hour making a blind, half-assed attempt at a blind. This is the uphill side. That's why I put most of the stuff here. I'd like to have that a nice wall, but I might need to shoot through it. Like I said, I can see deer and elk coming across this way. Not quite this way. As you can tell, that's super thick. But elk know their way through here. There are a lot of old beds just up in this little flat top area in the grass. You can tell because the beds have turned brown. So let me go take you inside the blind. So the idea is you come in through here, this tree moves out of the way, and here's the inside. I don't have a camp chair or anything I plan to bring, so I'm maybe leaning up against that log. But this is the uphill ambush side. I kind of anticipate the elk and the deer on either side of that brush. They may be on the lower side. To the right, you can't quite see it here, is open. And I have a clear 30-yard shot, 40-yard shot down to the left. It's another pile of bear shit. So the blind is there, camera is right there. My idea, first attempt, I went up high and just ran into a solid wall of deadfall. And I came through here up high, ran through a solid wall of deadfall. The only way to get back towards the camp is to go right straight through this prime, well, call it bull area, bear area, which I don't like. I think if I started from that side, I might be able to make a huge, wide sweeping arc around. But for time's sake, I'm just going to backtrack right straight through this prime territory here. So as I'm just sitting here looking around, this spot right here would be perfect for a little bivvy camp. Right in here. That one there, well, you're protected. If that tree falls, you got all these. The only one that's concerning is that one right there that's kind of leaning. I was thinking there's a couple other spots. There might even be a little spot up on this ridge line here. All right, here's the idea. Still a little bit of a slope there. I mean, I can clear all these rocks out. Nothing is gonna fall on me. These aspens are all still doing really good. It's super protected. I think I'm gonna clear this out, move these rocks down here, and I may even start digging the ground away to try to get a flat area for a tiny 3-man tent. I messed with it for a few minutes. I got all the rocks out, as you can see, but I would need like a lightweight backpacking shovel and possibly a saw. I was just looking around. This spot here could easily put a little tent in. What else we got up to work with up here? Like a one-person tent, you can pop it down anywhere. You could pop a one-person tent right in that area there. I forgot I had that second camera, and it's fully exposed. So any animal is going to be like, what the heck is that on the tree? A lot of times the elk come up and poke at it, and if they poke at it too much, this stick will come dislodged and this will fall down or something. Or it could easily get stolen. This is a pretty easy walk up this valley. This little, well, it's not really a valley or a drainage, just a hillside. Right there is my first, there's a little dip right in there, and a tent can't be seen from anybody walking the trail down there. And nobody could ever come close to seeing that spot that I have picked out up there. Okay, this is just, a lot of this videoing is for my own reference. Right here, camp spot 1. Camp spot 2, up on that ridge line. Now, if I wanted to hunt this direction, back towards the west, there's one little mini drainage, and then that ridge line right there is where I would hunt down to a decently high traffic area. Right up on there is where I got us staked out to camp. The one thing I got to do on my way out is find the water source. I just came around the corner and look, this is a high traffic area here. Real high traffic coming across here. Some more water down in there. There's freaking fish in there. Can you believe that? This isn't bad. A lot of rainwater. At one point this was like a stream. See the rocks down in there? But this is a decent source of water. I bet this is cleaner than the dang beaver pond. What's interesting to note is the game trails that keep crossing this every 50 yards. Well, I'm back out to this camp area, and the coat and the water bottle and whatever that orange thing was is gone. So I started jogging Quit using my trekking poles. Trying to get that last bit of high altitude exercise in before the season next week. It's weird how much more conditioned I am now than the first trip up here. My ass was dragging. Kinda feel like Superman right now. Alright, here's my truck. There was a camper there and there was a car there, but they're all gone. So here's my trip computer. It was a lot further than I thought. Can you read that there? 3.06 miles. I actually jogged out most of the time. Well, not most of the time. You can see my max speed is only 7.6 miles an hour. My moving time is 1 hour and 1 minute, but stop time is 4 minutes, and well, of course I've been standing here. Probably been around 4 minutes. I think that's when I was poking around looking for the water. But 3 miles every day, in and out, that's an extra 6 miles. If you're base camped here, I don't think very many guys that are going to base camp in this area are going to hike 6 miles round trip just to get to the elk. Well, I know there's 2 or 3 people that watch these videos like whenever I put them out. Maybe there might be some more. My question is, if you're an archery hunter, how far do you usually hike from your truck in and out to go archery hunting? This spot's a little different because the elk aren't near the trailhead. You got to get in at least 2 to 2.5 miles before the elk are active or the elk are there. Coming in from the other side, it's much closer, but still, for some reason I don't want to come up from that other side, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's a good decision or bad decision. It's only a half a mile difference coming in. I'm not sure. I got a feeling I may hunt as far as the other road when I start from, the middle point. One other main factor to my hunt is the location. I'm an hour and a half to 1 hour and 40 minutes from my driveway down. So the hunter concentration here is a little bit higher. So that adds another element to the hunt. The reason I did that is because I've made five trips up here this summer scouting. If I was 4.5 hours away, yeah, if I was in southwest Colorado, that's a 4.5 hour drive. I'd be able to go there maybe twice in the summertime. I'd have to take overnight trips down there all the time. That's why I'm so close to the Denver metro area. It's just that my schedule doesn't allow for me just to disappear for that long. I'd like to find a spot or go out on a wilderness hunt. I was in the wilderness last year, Vasquez Wilderness area. Saw some bulls, some cows. But again, it was way up on top of the Continental Divide. So I'm going to try to edit them the first night I get back. I'll probably only be up for 3 nights in a row, come back for 1 or 2 nights, up for 3 nights in a row, come back home for 2 nights. I got to do some work over the next month.